Hey guys, it's Kate and today I am with my best friend Chloe and I did her makeup today. If you want to see how to get this look, then just keep watching.
So, voiceover Kate and real-time Kate. So this is my best friend Chloe and I'm doing her makeup today. Now, the first thing that I used on her skin was a smoothing primer, and this was the LA Girl primer that I discussed in my last video. Now, the reason that I like this primer on her skin is because she says that she has quite high porage, which means that the best thing to do is to smooth it out and prime the skin with a nice smoothing primer. So the next product I used on Chloe's face was her foundation. Now obviously our skin tones were slightly different because of my holiday, so my foundation would have been too yellow toned for her skin. At the time she had the Maybelline Dream Matte Mousse and I'm pretty sure it was in the lightest shade, which was light porcelain. Now this foundation is really nice if you want a light coverage, and obviously it isn't too heavy on the skin, however it does come off quite quickly and it hasn't got the same kind of density coverage as my Kat Von D one. So I do a lot of concealer around the eyes because I know that concealer has a kind of nicer feel and feels less heavy and kind of intense around the eyes. Now the next product that I went in with was my Maybelline Master Concealer, and this was in the lightest shade, which was number 10. Now this concealer, while it's very heavy coverage, isn't too intense and doesn't feel particularly heavy like a heavy foundation would. Now I applied a lot of concealer, again as I said before, because the foundation wasn't too heavy coverage. Now, this concealer had a really nice look around Chloe's eyes, because she also says that she has quite bad circles and a lot of redness around her eyes. This concealer was perfect for concealing all of that and leaving her eyes looking really fresh. Now, the next thing that I did was apply a loose powder underneath her eyes to set that concealer and stop it from creasing. Now, she said that often her makeup doesn't crease, however with this concealer, because it is so heavy, it does have a tendency to crease, especially around the eyes. Now I did this just because it makes the eyes look a lot more bright and finishes them off, leaving them with a matte finish. Now, the next thing that I did was went in with my Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz to kind of give her brows a little bit more of a defined shape. Now her brows are extremely dark compared to mine, even though my Brow Wiz is in, I think, dark brown. Now the Brow Wiz just leaves the brows looking a lot more clean and cut compared to how they would usually look, as you can see from the right brow compared to the left. Then I also went in with some more concealer just to brighten them up and give them a little bit more of a carved shape. Okay, so the last thing on the brows that I did was go in with a dark brown powder just to set the Brow Wiz and also just to give the brow a little bit more definition. Now as you can see, compared to one brow from the other, one of them is a lot more defined and has a lot more shape. The other one is fair and has a little less of definition. Now, as you know from past videos, I do like defined brows, so to add the concealer definitely does define and finish off the rest of the shape. So next I went in with a MAC Studio Fix powder, and this was in the shade NW18. Now the reason why I used a slightly darker powder to the rest of her face was because of how light the rest of the products were. I didn't want to drown her out too much because her hair is dark. Now I use this powder just because it has such a nice coverage on it. It does just give the face a little bit more intensity and leaves the skin looking really smooth. So in regard to eyeshadow today, I wanted to do a slightly natural look on her because I didn't want to go too heavy, nor did I really want to apply eyeliner. Now today I used my Jeffree Star Beauty Killer palette due to our love for his products and for him as a YouTuber. Now the first shade that I went in with was China White, just to set any concealer, any powder or any other products around the eyes, and also went underneath to brighten up the under eyes. Now for the crease, I wanted to go for a slightly red, smoky kind of effect. So I used Confession in the crease and smoked it out a little bit around the edges. Now this colour is perfect for kind of bluey eyes because you don't want to apply too much of a blue shade or else it will drown out the colour of your eyes. Now here of course I made sure that I used enough of it to show up because some of these shades in this palette are slightly less pigmented than the others. Then to smoke things out a little bit more, I used a pencil brush and I created an outer V using the shade Vanity, which is an extremely dark, kind of almost dark chocolate colour. Now this colour really did smoke out the entire look and gave it more of a kind of a burgundy effect on the outer corner while the crease was still a kind of vibrant red. Okay, so my next step was choosing a lid colour. Now of course I'm using my favourite shades in this palette, so the next shade that I used was Princess, which is that light pink kind of lilac shade all over the lid just to brighten up the eye and give the impression of a shimmer in kind of on the base of the eye. Then I went back in with Confession all over the crease just to deepen and kind of blend all those shadows together. Now the next step of course is to go back onto the face, and I used a powder contour kit just to chisel out her cheeks and leave her face looking a little bit more contoured and just to finish off that entire look. Now the shade that I used was slightly warmer because as her skin was quite cool toned anyway, I wanted to brighten up the face a little bit and leave her with a warmer toned contour. Now typically for me, of course, my camera died while filming the first portion of this video. So in the time that my camera was recharging, I applied some brow gel to her brows to set them. We applied a hint of Roller Lash by Benefit onto her top lashes, and I also applied a bit of blush from the contour palette. Now the shade that I'm using on her cheeks to highlight today is Iridescent Gold by McLeoud. Specifically because her eyes are slightly pink shaded, so I wanted to make sure that she had a balance of colour around her face. I didn't want to use a pink highlight around her face as well as on the eyes. Now I think what ties an entire look together really is the lip colour. Now we spent quite a lot of time discussing the lip colour while my camera was recharging, and we decided on a slightly brown toned pink. Now the first thing that I did, because she does have quite small lips, was lip line them using a nude lip liner from MUA. This was only £1, so I think that it really does suit quite a lot of shades. And then I went around the lips with some concealer just to kind of finish them off before applying the liquid lipstick. So this shade is Tranquility by MUA, and it is from their kind of newish liquid lipstick line. Now I really like this shade because it is a brown kind of matte shade, so it really works well by balancing out different looks. For example, if you were to go for a smoky eye, this lipstick is really nice just because it is a nude kind of brown. This liquid lipstick works really well with that lip liner just because they are kind of a little bit the same. If you look at the tubes that I'm going to hold up in a couple of seconds, you can kind of see how well they would work together here. Now I've just gone around her lips with a little bit of concealer just to finish them off, and I'll be back in a minute.
This is the finished look. If you like this video, then give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. I make videos every Monday and Thursday. Don't forget to comment down below any videos you'd like me to do, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.